This spreadsheet contains data for fictional crimes that have been committed. This crime looks somewhat like a data set that I've seen for the Department of Homeland Security with a little bit more anonymized information. There's no names, there's no locations or things, but this kind of data set exists for real. So imagine if you're a law enforcement agency and you want to find some trends in this data. You might want to break it down the date and time that crimes were committed, so you can extract some intelligence from that to help inform the way that you conduct your law enforcement activities. So to prep this data for analytics, there's a couple of things that we might want to do. To put today's date in cell N2, we're going to use the today function. Notice that only returns a date. If we want the date and time, we need to use now. Okay, so notice it's creating this right as of this exact second. This is going to be updated in real time. Just note that these functions, if I open up this spreadsheet tomorrow, the dates are going to be different. So you'll know exactly when I'm creating this video because these dates are happening live. Okay, let's see. In column D, we want to create a formula that displays true if the crime happened in the last 365 days, referring to the date in, it should be N3. Display false if it's older. Okay, let's do that. Okay, equals. So remember that the dates in Excel are stored as numbers. The number 1 is essentially 1 day. So if I take a date and I subtract 365, that's going to be a year ago. So let's check. So this crime, B2, is that greater than, and I'm going to put in parentheses just to make sure my logic is sound, today's date minus 365. Okay, is that going to be true? Okay, so I know this date happened 8 years ago, so that's going to be false. I'm going to copy this down. And I screwed something up. So what did I screw up? Let's look at this value. Let's investigate. Okay, is this date greater than N4? Okay, I forgot to put an absolute reference on today's date. My bad, let's fix that. So N2, I'm going to highlight that reference, hit F4. Mistake that's easy to make, that's why you got to double check your functions. Okay, we've got a few trues in here, not too many. So here's one, for example, that is greater than 365 days ago, but that's fine. Okay, so we might want to know the year of all of these. So there are very helpful functions, and they're named fairly straightforward. Equals year. So it takes a parameter, a serial number. Remember, dates are numbers. So we click on a field that has a date, it's going to extract the year. 2011 looks good. Notice every time I make a change to my spreadsheet, the date and time field is updated. So every minute or so, you'll see that flash and it'll be updated. So if I say month, serial number again, dates are numbers. Copy that down. Okay, there's date, there's day, there's days. We want the day here. Serial number again equals hour, serial number equals minute equals week num. So it's the 13th week of the year. So it's a way to summarize just by weeks if we want to. And day of the week, we can say week day. A number from 1 to 7. So this will be good. So I'm going to copy those down. I can copy all of these. And down didn't work so good there. Gosh, there's a lot of fake data here. Paste it. Everything's good. So now that I've extracted some data from here, I can look at crimes by month, for example. So I can say equals COUNTIF. So I can select this month, shift and down. F4, comma, the criteria will be this 1 right here. So that's January. So I can see 71 crimes were committed in January. Copy that down. 103 crimes committed in July. There is actually an observable effect of heat. In summer months, people just tend to commit more crimes. For whatever reason. People are out and about more, who knows, but that is actually a fact. Okay, and crimes by day of the week. So we can say COUNTIF, not COUNTIF, COUNTIF, day of the week, shift and down. We're going to make that an absolute reference because I'm going to be copying and pasting this. Day of the week, 1. So we can see some trends here. So I could theoretically look at this and say, okay, Monday, only 133 crimes. Maybe people are just too busy going back to work that they're not committing crimes. But on Saturday and Sunday, people have nothing better to do but go out and commit crime for some reason. So even though this data was randomly generated, you would want to use this type of analysis to look for trends. Maybe this could inform your policing activities. So maybe in the month of July, you want to hire some extra officers or pay people overtime. Maybe in other months, you don't need to pay so many people overtime. So you can use this to budget effectively. You could look at time of day. You could look at a lot of different information with this data. We extracted a bunch of elements from the raw data, and now we're doing some sub-analysis. You could spend lots of time analyzing this raw data.